Welcome back, my Vigor Warriors. Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2. So today I'm going to talk about my journey a little bit and kind of get off the subject of some of the issues we've been talking about lately, even though we'll probably put them in there as we talk about this a little bit. But I am now at day 450 of this journey. And I'm just kind of give you a little bit of reflections of things. I'm going to kind of talk about some reflections of things that happened over the last year and 85 days or something like that, whatever it might be. And I want to kind of focus on what I experienced, and maybe as you guys go through this, you can kind of experience as well. The main thing is that you have to keep trying. Little things are going to happen. I mean, it took me many years to get to the point where I even was over 30 days or 45 days. I just didn't believe any of this, right? I didn't believe this was actually even possible. I thought it was a normal course of activities that people would go ahead and lose their energy all the time. And I never thought anything about it, and saying that this was wrong. And I do remember a time that I felt before, way back when I was a teenager, and I felt I was very, very strong back then, mentally and physically, even though I was a small, young child. But I did not have the kind of fear and anxiety, and I thought it was just because of more of childhood than anything else. But I also realize now that it's really more of the energy that you keep within yourself, and those things, instead of using those and kind of using those up, all of a sudden now you're using them for your own health benefits. And so over the years, I've tried to kind of find ways for me to be stronger, be healthier, and try to live a long life. And so at 60 years old, I can kind of reflect a little bit more back on this and some of the things that I have found, especially over this last year or so, that make a big difference. I saw an interesting video, and I can't remember what it was, but a 95-year-old man was talking. And he was just talking about the fact that, one of the reasons, besides nutrition and not eating at McDonald's and drinking Cokes and Pepsi all the time, is the fact that he didn't chase girls around. He wasn't letting go of his seed, and all of a sudden energy. And he said that, that causes a lot of problems, rheumatism and, arthritis and problems with your eyes, problems with a lot of different types of things because of it. Now, he's not a doctor, and neither am I, but I can also see what he's talking about. Because as time has gone on, my ability to be healthier, I've not been sick in a long time. And even with all this stuff that's going on around us, I've not been sick. And the thing about it is that I attribute a lot of that, if not all of that, to the semen retention type of thing and the journey I've been on in retention. So the key, guys, is to really kind of look at how can I better myself. If you're doing it just to get attraction, it's not going to work that way. You're getting attraction because you're on your purpose, you're confident, you're not caring about other people around you. And that's my experience, that's when you get attraction. A lot of times it's out of the blue. And a lot of times people look at you, stare at you, they kind of give you compliments, those type of things. It's not something that's noticeable unless it kind of hits you in the face. And a lot of times it's not going to be noticeable because you're on your purpose and you're doing things. And as this guy, 95-year-old man, said, he said basically, I stayed away from a lot of that, and so that's one of the reasons why he felt he lived longer. And I believe that a lot of what he's saying is true. I do believe you can live a long life, and you keep your energy, you keep your seed within you. All those nutrients, those things that can create a child, is bound to help you more. Now, through this first year, it was very difficult. It was difficult because I had many years of conditioning and habit forming types of things that would get me to see an image or do this or that, and all of a sudden it was a battle to not try to let go of anything, right? And the thing about it is that you have to look at this, and I'm going to do a separate one on fapping, probably sometime later today. But the key, guys, is that you're going to get this temptation. We're in a society of imagery. We're in a society of very open type behaviors. People are very aggressive type behaviors, and people just going in this dating situation from one person to another, not really having a problem with it. But for males especially, you're going to lose your energy, and you're being sucked dry if you're not really having a purpose in mind and you're just doing this for short-term pleasure. As this 95-year-old man said, long-term pleasure, you have to be able to kind of look at your long-term longevity. And you're going to have a lot more happiness and success if you're not just kind of wasting your energy and feeling tired. A good example he gave is that whenever you have intercourse, who's the one that's tired, right? It's the male that's tired most of the time because they're the ones giving the energy. And I'm not saying if you're married, like I am, or you're wanting to have children, then that's not something that's useful. And I think that's what the male purpose is for that energy. But besides that, you're using it as the old, cavemen used to do, protect property, protect people, be strong enough to be able to do that. How in the world can you be protected? How in the world can you be strong enough if you're losing your energy all the time? So the first year, is going to be tough. You're going to have bits and times when you're, thinking about this, and you're going to have bits of times when you're edging, like I did another video on that. You're going to have all these type of situations that's going to make it difficult. But from a health standpoint, you have to kind of take one step at a time. And the longer you've been doing this, the harder it's going to be to break that habit. They always say it takes 21 days to break a habit, but you've got to go cold turkey. That's why, trying to do monk mode and hard mode, is not easy, right? And I've done that, and it's not easy, right? There's times you're going to fall back, and I'm trying to be as hard as I can. So looking at an image or something you're seeing, breaks that mode. And so I broke that mode a monk, over the weekend, so I had to go back and start again, okay? I didn't get to the point where I was, losing any kind of energy, but the point being was that if you see a picture, or you see a movie or something like that, and all of a sudden now you're thinking, of something, then all of a sudden you're breaking that, in my mind, monk mode. That's going back to the brahmacharya and the stoicism and those type of things that you want to be a strong male. Now I realize, guys, this is really very difficult to not even think about it, to not even try to look at any pictures or do any of that kind of stuff or think about it, even next extreme is tough. So I'm in my second, my second year of this, and I'm trying to get to that point. And you look at all the great people that have done this. I mean, Mike Tyson, it comes as example as a boxer. Muhammad Ali did, Tesla. You have lots of people that, you could look at their history over time, that did this a lot. And why did they do this? Because they wanted to be strong. Before any kind of big battle, there was a great type of thing that, people would never do this kind of stuff. Because you would lose energy. People knew this back, thousands of years ago. But now it's becoming more popular again because a lot of men realize that they're becoming weaker and stronger, and not stronger and weaker. And the thing is, you want to make sure you keep that strength so you're not going to go ahead and be susceptible to illness, susceptible to people, bullying you and taking, things from you, which is going to happen because you're very weak. And this is something that you have to realize yourself. Now, once again, there's times that you want to use your energy, and there's times that you want to use your energy for other things. One of these videos, I'm going to go talk about transmuting energy and how to transfer that into something more positive. But exercise, obviously, thinking about work, getting things done, gives you a chance to refocus that energy and put it in a different direction. But the key, guys, is that don't lose energy. Try to keep as much energy as you can and keep focusing on your goals and your purpose. So at 450 days, I feel tremendous. Now there's times, obviously, like I said, I'm going back to monk mode again this week and see if I can do this for a lot longer than I did this last time. But the thing is that there's times that you're going to be snuck on. Now a lot of times, guys, this is going to happen to you and you don't even see it. You won't see an image. You won't see somebody that looks attractive across the street. You won't see something. All of a sudden hits you, right? And you got to be aware of that. So I have to be a little more aware of those type of things around me. But there's also a big difference between seeing something and then obviously doing something about it. And so fortunately, I have strong enough habit now after 450 days that I can shift my mind to something else. But I'm trying to get to the next level, and I'm trying to kind of look at the monk mode now, and that means not looking at anything, not seeing anything, and really using brahmacharya in the right way. And That's tough. That's tough, especially when you build a habit all these years, and those thoughts will always get back into you. All right. So that's my reflections of year one. And so I hope that helps you a little bit. If you have any questions, please subscribe. Please, like it and make comments. I'm happy to focus back, and I'm going to focus this on a second. Both Tori and Shab had a couple good comments, so I'm going to respond to them in a few minutes. All right, battle on.